So much pressure on the defenders over the course of that game that the defense really never had an answer.
And Dion Waiters traded last season to the Thunder. They wanted him as a shooting and scoring threat off the bench. Didn't want him to try and fill the void that Harden played when he was a member of the team.
From past the arc, and the basket good. Jay's got 38 points.
These defenders are putting up very little resistance to the three-point shot.
And it's killing them. 4 of the last 5 makes coming from long range.
Pass to Varejao. Screen by Bogut. They need this. The shot will not go. For Oklahoma City, they've gotten all but 1 of their 7 shots in the second quarter to drop. Pretty impressive. Jay, he's covered by Iguodala. Jay, he's covered by Iguodala. Good.
And as they continue to just dominate this game, you have to wonder how much can they win by?
Well, it's on the verge of getting out of hand, Greg. You can feel it. You can see it. In part because the defense has been about as good as the offense, and both have been really good.
Out of bounds, Oklahoma City takes possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
There's 10 seconds left here in the second. Got it up. Shot is off. So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided. Thunder out in front. They finish off the second quarter with an energy burst, a 19-4 run. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Guys, I'm here with Steph Curry. And Steph, what has the problem been defensively?
We're a step late, I think, and they made tough shots. We can't take away from that, but for the most part, we have to find a way to guard that line if they're knocking down shots to keep them out the game.
Steph, thanks for the time. Guys, over to you.
Thank you so much, Doris. Great interview as always. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back with the second half of basketball shortly.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. From the get-go, it was Oklahoma City who came out strong. They ended up scoring 14 unanswered points, really doing damage early. The effort, the intensity, impressive. They delivered a real beatdown in the first quarter, ending with a whopping lead. Then in quarter number 2, it was all hands on deck, and what a show it was. Quality execution, good efficiency, some tremendous defensive play helped them take a decisive advantage, and they're running away with this one. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
They obviously crushed it from deep. They were firing it from every angle and kept hitting the target. I mean, look at the score. Obviously, a lot of things went right for them, but that's a big one.
Shaq, how'd you think the Warriors were playing?
You don't have to dig very deep to see why they're getting crushed. Just look at the rebounding stats. They've been weak juice on the glass, and it's going to cost them. Weak juice and barbecue chicken.
And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway. Kevin Harlan has the call.
We're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
I tell you what, he put together an entire highlight reel in that first half alone. Just a collection of spectacular dunks.
An explosive display it was, fellas. They might have to get the backup rim ready if he keeps attacking the hoop like he did before the break.
Oh, my. How did he hit that shot?
I don't believe what I just saw right there, Kev.
Here's Curry.
And guys, one thing that we were treated with last year was Steve Kerr's great quotability in post-game interviews and pressers. He said all the right things and deflected praise like a coach who had done it for many years.
Just 5 on the clock. Westbrook with the steal. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. Here's Jay. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple. And Kerr is so good with the media because, Greg, he was a media member himself for so long. You know that as well as anybody. Clark, I don't think he ever tried his hand at broadcasting, though. I can't see him doing that, could you?
Yeah, right,
No,
right,
my goodness.
Right. He probably just drone on as a broadcaster and would rarely contribute anything of note. Some guys have what it takes to call games, and Steve just doesn't quite scratch me as that kind of guy.
No.
That makes 3 in a row to start the second half.
Another steal. Outside Westbrook, 6 on the shot clock. Here's Jay, and the Thunder another 3.
All these open threes they're giving up have really been the driving force of this run.
And the points are starting to add up in a hurry, especially when you're giving up those looks from deep.
It's blocked. They push it up 4 on 3, and the rebound goes to the Warriors.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Bogut sets a screen for Iguodala, and it goes out of bounds. That one off Iguodala. Walking with legends here, guys. Look at some outstanding seasons, decades apart, averaging a triple-double in each game over the course of an entire NBA season. Oscar Robertson's 1961-62 season was something to marvel at, and now in our current era, a special player making his own mark on the NBA with the tremendous play he's been showing us all season long.
And that's still one of the most hallowed achievements in NBA history. I mean, we're talking about the Big O averaging a triple-double over the course of an entire season. I mean, to think we have another player with a shot to do that, it really speaks to the one-of-a-kind season he's having. This is the stuff of legends.
Durant. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. When you think about Shaun Livingston, you think about the career that might have been an absolute rising star after being taken, Clark, 4th back in the 2004 draft.
Kevin, he was averaging over 5 assists a game as a teenager, and his shot was improving every year. Then the devastating knee injury. Just great to see him back playing basketball.
Jay's checked in for Oklahoma City. Here's Barnes. Misses, and the dry spell continues.
And still, he's scoreless. Boy, they could use just a little bit of help from him.
Jay. And again, Oklahoma City, no good.
And getting back to Livingston, he's had comeback after comeback. I mean, each time he'd start to flash those unbelievable movement skills, he'd get injured again. It's a shame because he was on the path to becoming one of the game's great young point guards. That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Some changes for Golden State. Farajao comes in for Festus Ezeli, and it's Barbosa in for Barnes. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. From deep three-point range, it is now to Westbrook. Passes it to Jay. Just 5 to shoot. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
And taking a look here at some numbers for Russell Westbrook. His last 10 games have been exceptional. 3rd in assists, and he's a defensive ball hawk. You can't let your guard down. Remember, he's 10th in the league in steals per game.
And, you know, you mentioned it. He does a great job running the offense, spotting the open man, and making the easy delivery.
Clark, he's checked in for the Warriors. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. Well, there haven't been many misses at the line for this group of players. This is how the shooting guards around the league stack up when it comes to free throw shooting in the past 10 games. Well, you look at Jay, the best in the NBA. You put him on the line, and it's nearly automatic.
And one of the benefits of being as fantastic at the free throw line as he is it allows him to be really aggressive at driving the lane.
Which he is, very aggressive. He'll explode from his usual spot on the perimeter toward the rack, looking for contact, seeking it out, trying to get himself to the foul line.
Screen by Ibaka. Off the screen, and he comes off the screen and slams it through.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up the dunk.
And, guys, it was a terrific understanding between teammates that made that.
Boom! And nobody getting in the way.
Not at all. Major throw down there. I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout, just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that can't continue. I mean, if they hope to get back in this game, I mean, it's really deflating from a morale standpoint. They need stops and points, not turnover.
Physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. That plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, not to mention what it says on the scoreboard. They're really pushing them around, straight bully ball.
And he gets it to go.
This is not a tough case to crack. I mean, if they want to put an end to this run, they'll need to start getting back on defense.
You know, you can't fall asleep in transition. Everybody needs to hightail it back to stop these fast break chances.
Livingston, and again, no good by Golden State.
And, you know, you can feel the desperation right now. They're starting.
Whoa!
Goodness. Woo. And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play. And Durant sends it back. To the right side. Stripped away. Here is Livingston. Here's Barbosa. No good there. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. It's the Thunder